the game.
choices.
What was it called? There was a game that this French company made. It was called. It won a bunch of like prizes too. It was called To Become a Human Detroit or something like that.
Never
Dude,
heard
in
of that.
this game, when you start the game, right? You start with this one character, and basically you are like a AI android. So you're this robot that humans buy, and you work for them, right? And whatever happens throughout this story, there's so much stuff you can do, and whatever decision you make leads to the next part of the game. So
Yeah.
every person finishes the game differently than the others, based on the decisions they make.
Yeah.
And that's kind of life, you know. You have like a shit ton of possibility,
Mm-hmm.
and like it all matters to what you think yourself and what your background has been, or what like what is it called, what your experiences have been, what your perspective and mindset are.
Yeah.
And like scientifically, that's explained through connectomes. I don't know. Do you know what connectomes are?
I haven't heard of that. No.
Okay, so basically, there are like two schools of thought, right? With how people think.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that says so how a person is grown up is based on genetics, like if their parents did certain things or acted certain ways.
Speak into this. a
Oh,
little
okay,
more.
my bad.
Yeah.
All right, so if their parents did certain things, or if they had certain habits or whatnot, you know, those kids would follow in those footsteps. But the idea with the connectome is that sure, you do get some genetic stuff from your parents, but the main thing that like shapes who you are as a person has to do with your neuron activity. And like imagine you've seen a neuron cell, right? It kind of looks like a tree in a way. It's like it has like a lot of branches, right? So these cells, they get connected to one another, and once, let's say, you experience something and there's this certain connection, they're more repeated. It's like a riverbed.
Yeah.
That water goes through it, which is that like, you know, electrical pulse, and then it makes that cell or that connection be like more embedded to your brain.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a big thing in the placebo. It says, there's two parts of the mind. There's the conscious mind and then the subconscious. And our subconscious is what we don't think about. This like the shit that the brain, the part of our brain where
Automatically
it
does.
makes our heart beat and how much acid to go in the stomach for digestion. So this subconscious brain is programmed from when we're born to like age 7. And so whatever we experience during that time, it basically puts that level of what you've been doing and all your experiences, and that's who you are basically. Like your personality gets built
That's
in those
crazy.
7 years.
Yeah.
Right. And then the only way to change it after that is to consciously think of different experiences and things that will improve you, like thinking of things that you want and that you want to do, and constantly thinking of only that.
I see.
And the more repetitively you think about that thing, you'll start to change your subconscious mind. Because at one point in your life, you're going to be stuck. Like it's going to feel like there's nothing left for you at this age, or this part of your life. But then once you start constantly thinking about this new place that you want to go to, it'll eventually come to that place, and you'll change your mind, your life, everything changes.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's
I love
very
science, dude.
powerful.
It's interesting, yeah.
I know the brain is just
And
everything.
yeah.
Have you heard this quote? Everything you want is within. Like, have you heard that the only person that you need to battle with is yourself?
Yeah,
Like,
I've heard I haven't heard the exact code, but similar things.
Yeah.
Like
It's
you're the
true.
only person, because you gotta like the only person that you would end up living with till the end of time is yourself.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah. And,
like you're born with you, like you know, and then you die with you. You know,
Mhm.
so
yeah. And then the what I was saying before with the choices you got to make in life, like you could have plenty of reactions to it, but that's the power of choice, is that life happens, and life happens to everybody, but it's our choice on how we react to it. That's the only thing we have, is how we react. There's nothing else we could do. Like there's a lot of things that are out of our control,
Yeah.
Other people's opinions out of our control. You know, the gas prices in your area out of your control.
Yeah.
The weather, all these factors are out of your control. And
Well, the weather is out of your control because you can't change the weather, but you could travel to somewhere that has a different
yeah,
weather.
yeah,
You know?
and like people complain about the government, the economy, this, that, things that are for most people are out of their control, right? And instead of doing that, you could focus on yourself. And when you get better, when you start to experience more, live more, grow more, then everything else will get better because
Yeah.
you start focusing on, like I said,
Within, yeah.
within, and it'll solve every problem you have.
Yeah.
Just gets better. And I mean, I've lived it many times.
So the quote I remember, it was from Gandhi, I think. I was like,
Mhm.
what was it? Like change starts within, or
I think so.
something
I'm not
like
sure. Something like that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure Gandhi said something in those lines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of philosophers like do you know about the Greek
Be the
philosophers?
change you want to see. That's what.
Yeah,
he
be the
said.
change you want
Yeah.
to see. Yeah,
Greek philosophers, yeah, like
Socrates, and
Socrates, yeah,
Aristotle,
Aristotle,
Dude.
yeah.
and also, dude, I want to get into this with religion. And I know we talked about it on the Thanksgiving special, but this
Yeah.
is different. Like I don't know if you agree with this. I don't know if anybody will agree with this, but I think all religions, now that I've gained more experience on religions, all religions basically say the same shit, except
Yeah.
that it's in different ways of expressing, like
Yeah.
different languages. They all say
Yeah,
the
no, I
same
agree with you,
fucking
bro.
shit, bro.
Yeah.
Same shit. And there's all these topics of what's the best religion, this, that. Most of them say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
The exact same thing. And they have,
And the whole thing is to just be a good person.
yeah, they have all these arguments on there about what you should do, not do. But there's a few key principles that every religion has.
I feel like the main key principles or whatnot is like the main thing that like just tries to drive its followers to be good people.
Mhm.
But the rest of the detail stuff is just like very like based on the person who's like seen as the big religious person who's like leading the religious people, you know,
Mhm.
to that direction. Let's say, I don't know, this could be not true, but
Mhm.
let's say some religious guy doesn't like a certain, like, I don't know, certain thing, and then they ban that thing for everyone
Yeah.
in that religion, you know,
Yeah.
if they have the power to, because, you know, but
I question that ever since my parents told me about shit like that. It was whenever there's a religion that says some religions say that you can only eat food that's grown under the ground. There's a religion like my parents told me that I forget
Really?
the exact name. Yeah,
there's a religion that you're only supposed to have
or
food.
not a religion, but the people have
Yeah.
built this in their belief system that you can only eat food that has, or actually, is it? I think it's below. No, above the ground, not below the ground. So
Oh, really?
only
Oh, okay.
above.
So like trees, nothing.
Yeah,
like,
only
not
trees.
potatoes. Like
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
no carrots, nothing like that.
Oh,
So
okay.
I mean, you have to understand that another human being said that, and like they had to start somewhere. It had to start somewhere by somebody
Yeah.
said it, and now it came to be.
You know, I feel like they probably had a business, and then like let's say they were selling apples, and then the other business across the street was selling like potatoes,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, he wanted to like, I don't know, people maybe were choosing between apples and potatoes, and then he was trying to like beat the competition, and that was like his PR thing. He's like, fuck potatoes,
fuck potatoes.
fuck anything that's in the ground, only the stuff on the ground. You know,
On the
like,
crowd.
you know, it's possible. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
but like, what would make you hate it so much? You know?
I know.